Let's begin. Now, let's start with the stoner score. Now, this is the third week. Not third week. This is about the fourth week, maybe fifth. I think fourth week. Going on the stoner score. If you're not familiar with the stoner score, it's basically I give a score of the hottest albums that I choose to listen to this past week that dropped last Friday, and I give them a score 1 to 10, whichever. Right now, the criteria is basically something you can leave in the background, chill with your boys, smoke, take a smoke break or rolling stoner. We're rolling out here. So you leave it in the background and it's smooth. It goes all the way through. That's what it is now. Now, in the future, probably next week, most likely, I'm not going to promise anything in case I forget, because, I forget some stuff out here. Ain't gonna lie to you, dog. But next week, I'm going to give an actual criteria. So I've put it, because right now it's real simple to get a 10 on the stoner score. A lot of people haven't gotten it yet, but it's silly. It's stupid simple to get a 10 on the stoner score right now. Next week, it's going to get a little tougher because I'm going to have actual criterias. So I'm going to explain that next week. I'm going to make them up, and everything's going to fall into place. All into one, from the album artwork to the title. Like, everything's gonna come together to form the real stoner score, and that's crazy. Because like I said before, I'm gonna be tightening things up and improving on things, because this thing just started, so it's gonna get improved as we go on. And it's a helicopter just hovering. Yeah, so next week, hopefully I remember to produce the criteria and then make it actually, make more sense, instead of just saying, oh, the albums are good, I got it. It's improving. It's slow, but you know how that goes. So Future dropped this past week, last Friday, and it's called High of Life. I listened to it. It's when Future drops, it hits the timeline ASAP. He's an artist that we're always looking forward to his next drops. We're always looking forward to his new projects. And he dropped High of Life. Now, I listened to it, the whole thing, and I must say, Future is the man of the streets. The streets, yeah. Word on the street is Future is that man. And he's been that man for almost a decade now. But it's kind of time for him to pass the torch on to Lil Baby, Gunna. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about that. But Future, when I listened to his album High of Life, the first, let's say, maybe up to around the 10, the more it went down, the less interesting it became. That I'll just leave it as that. It became a little less interesting the more the tracks kept going. Now, let's say the first 5, I'm not being specific. I'm not sure. I didn't put down the specific because, this hasn't gotten in depth yet. But it was what the streets has been waiting for. The first 5 or so, it was what the streets has been waiting for. That's what I'll say. We like that. That was a hint of the old Future, which we really like. But he's transitioning, and he has to. And I've heard different analysts saying, yeah, he has to sing more. And, I think they're basically saying he has to kind of grow with his audience. That's what I believe. But yeah, because, the Lil Babies and the Gunners are out here now, The street anthems are out here now. And speaking of that, Gunna just dropped a new song. It was hot. It was hot. Like, he doesn't have to say much, dude. He just needs to say 5 things. You could repeat it all day. Look, dog, shit's hot. The streets is bopping to that. Shit's hot. I think it's called Wanna. He just said Wanna like 1,000 times. That shit is go. It's a go. Well, back to the Future's High of Life, okay? That was a tangent, but we're back because this helicopter just keeps... It happens a lot. It happens a fucking lot. Cops... As the album kept going, it kind of started missing some threes. You feel me? It was hitting. I mean, it was in and out. Some of them were in and out, but it kind of started missing some threes. So his album is actually good. I did like the album. I'll give it a 7 on a stoner score, but it wasn't prime time Future. That's all I'm saying. It wasn't prime time Future. I still like it. I'm still looking forward to his next album. It's not. I don't believe Future has dropped a dud yet. Like a album where we're like, we don't know about you. You know, has it been a fluke? No. We never had that. He's guaranteed. He's solidified at this point. So I'm looking forward to his future albums. I'm not here to tell him the route to go on his future albums, but I am looking forward to him. That's for sure. Now, Polo G dropped an album. A lot of people have been waiting for this album. And me specifically, I wasn't waiting for this album because I'm just getting introduced to these other artists, and the takeover is in effect. Polo G's album came, and because he's been hyped so much, I've heard so much about him, I just had to listen to it, and it threw me off when the title is The GOAT. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna give actual criterias later on, probably next week or so, but the title is a no-go. See, I just hate how people these days just cheapen words. Like, they mean nothing. Gods mean nothing anymore. GOAT means nothing anymore. Obviously, he named this album The GOAT. Now, you could say he's looking for in the future, but no. The first album he dropped is called Die a Legend. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. But The GOAT? Never. Not on this one. Not on this one. Yeah. Not on this one. You can't just, he's too young. He only had one other project before this. The word GOAT doesn't mean much anymore. That's what I've noticed. They just use it, they just throw it around frequently. The GOAT. Oh, Polo G's the GOAT. From where? From where? Like, you need a body. You need a body of work, at least. Second album, sophomore, the GOAT. Nah, G. Nah, we ain't jegging with that one. Nah. And the album was cool. It was cool. It's a good introduction. Like I said, I'm just getting introduced to all these artists because I'm doing this now, so I'm listening. I'm opening up my spectrum, and it was cool. It was cool. There's some TikTok songs that I recognize, which I really liked, but the GOAT, nah. I wish people would stop just throwing away words like these. These words used to have meaning. When words don't have meaning anymore, it's kind of, you could be whatever you want. You could say whatever. You could snitch if you'd like. Words just yeah, that's what it seems. People calling each other the God. Nah. The GOAT. The GOAT is one person. Like, okay, I know I'm talking about his album. I'm just stuck at the title. So I'll give the stoner score. He gets yeah, because the title was like, he had to live up to that. He has some very cool songs, some songs with high replay value, but the GOAT, nah. Album is good. The GOAT, nah. So I'll give this one a 6. Because the expectation was, you see how this is not in the frame? That's where the expectation was at. With that title. So I gotta expect the GOAT. I gotta throw Kendrick's albums away because nah, this nigga go. But nah. The word just doesn't mean as much at this time. That's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. So that's a 6 because the standard was set way too high with that title, and that's my introduction to him. It was a good album. I like the album, but don't play with words. Yeah. Moneybagg Yo. He dropped the album and it's called Time Served. The album, this is my first time listening to a Moneybagg Yo project. I liked it. I really liked it. For the stoner score, how you could just listen and it flows all the way through. All but one. That Summer Walker's song should not have been on this album. It should not have. It should have been on Summer Walker's album, and Moneybagg Yo could feature on that. But I know he had to have it there. I know he didn't. It wasn't an artistic vision to have that there. With the whole project, how it was, that song was way out of place. Way out of place. It did not fit there. It felt like it was her song featuring him, but it's on his. It did not fit there. Maybe it was more business that it was there, but that song did not fit on the album. Nah. Other than that, the album was great. It was great. I really liked it. Stoner purposes, you can leave it in the background while you do your business, and it's, yeah, I'll give it about an 8. An 8 for that album, and it's called Time Served, Moneybagg Yo. Another one that you might not, this is a left field one. I do one of these every week, it seems, right? Yeah. I did Bad Bunny last week, right? Okay, so it's Don Toliver and Heaven or Hell. Good album. I liked it. I really liked it. It was good. It's not a vibe every single day for me. It's a different sound to, like, let's say Moneybagg Yo. It's a whole different spectrum. And it was good to me. I liked it. It had some, like a few songs that have a high replay value. That's very big for me. Like if I go back, this is how I listen to the album. I'll listen to it all the way through. Then I'll come back and listen again, but skip a lot frequently. Like, okay, I heard this, done. Skip. Oh, this song, I'll play that one song like 20 times. I'm crazy like that. Then skip 20 times. Because it's just the songs that I really like, I vibe with. Like, it's the mood for what I'm at right now. I use albums as basically a timestamp of time. So in the future, maybe 5 years from now, when I hear that album, those same songs that I listen to repetitively, I'll remember exactly where I was at when I listened to it the first time, what I was doing, the smells, the touch, everything. That's kind of what albums are to me. So Don Toliver's album was pretty good. I'll give it an 8 on the stoner score. And again, as I said, next week I'm going to give actual criteria for these things so you know why the numbers are there. Next week, of course.